Welcome once again, boys, girls, ghouls. This is Burning Metal, and I am your host, Tom. Up this evening, we're going to have another Tucson, and oh my, it's so Wong, but it feels so right. Of course, it's a Wong design coming to us, the TS372, and we're going to do a little review with some Tamdhu. This is a Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey. This is their batch strength limited release. And this is coming to us at, let's take a look. Yes, batch strength. Release number 5, 159.8% alcohol by volume. So that's 118, almost 119 proof, just shy of that. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful thing to get a scotch in cask strength or batch strength, however they want to say that, because ultimately when you're dealing with scotch, it's always a blend of single malts, so you're not really getting a single barrel per se like you would here in the States, but nonetheless, let's get started and dive in and take a look at this so long design. Right off the bat, we have this wonderful pointy, almost, slightly Warncliffe with a little bit of a sweep and a curve to it on that blade. Titanium handle scales, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. And big bonus, T8s. No lanyard hole whatsoever, so lanyard lovers, you're shit out luck with this one. But hey, man, what a sleek, great looking design. Now, they say copper inlays, it's more, I guess, an overlay. Definitely think it is brass. Definitely adds some weight to this. I've seen some people complain about the weight, but I guess they don't understand the metric system and didn't realize that, so many grams equals, 5.4 ounces or so. So definitely got some weight to it. But all in all, the finish on this, the edge, the sharpness of this is just, it is a super slicer. The tip is so acute. Maybe it's a little bit in danger, but I tend to like Warncliffes. I tend to like really pointy knives, especially when I am at work and have box cutting tasks and opening tasks to perform. I think they do some of the best work that you're going to get. So there we go. The TS372 Wong design in D2. I've talked about this before. There are these offerings in M390 and Sandvik, and I'm really shocked at how high the Sandvik ones go for at auction on eBay. And the M390 I can kind of understand. But for my, D2 does well. I have no problem, wiping my knives down, giving them some oil here and there, so that's not a big issue for me. Of course, it's an interesting, these copper overlays almost act as a over-travel stop for your lock bar, and I believe it does have a hardened lock bar insert in there. And on the one side of the scales, not sure if we're going to pick it up, but there is some weight relief done. Not much on the side of the lock bar, but hey, it ends up still being balanced. Drop shuts pretty well. I am not the most proficient with these top flippers, so if I really fail here tonight on that one, forgive me. It's a muscle memory thing, and I have a few of top flippers now, and they all have their little quirks in certain angles, and this one does too. Overall, I don't know, you can see there's one little blimpy blimp on that titanium, but otherwise the fit, the finish, the milling, the fact that it's T8 hardware all the way around on this, nice little bit of jimping there to choke up, and you got a little bit of a sharpening choil, but you have no finger choil, but that jimping actually works out really good. It grabs and really gives you a good purchase. Overall, ergonomics of this to my hand feels really good. You know, it is a big solid piece, you know, plenty of titanium, and then the oomph of that brass giving you some weight. And of course, that's going to catch and get its own interesting patina. I've had this for about a week, played with it for a while before I decided to go ahead and give it this review this evening. And yeah, it came really tight, really nice centering, and the action is pretty damn good. And with that said, after a while of flipping it, and it really whacks out with a good, you know, it's got a good lock up to it. I did have to take the pivot screw out and just give her a little touch of some Loctite blue, you know, just to keep that from backing out, because it kind of got a little off center and I got some blade wobble. But all in all, solid lock up, front and back, side to side, really good. And since I put that blue, you know, Loctite on there, it has been fantastic. So can't complain. The Wong design overall 8.25 total, 3.4 blade length, 4.7 inches for the handle. It's riding on KVT bearings and a weight of 5.4 ounces. Hey, to be expected with that amount of brass sitting there on those scales. So, man, I'm a big fan of Wong design. He's made two knives that have really grabbed and become two of my favorites, and the quality on them have been great. And even though, you know, not a big deal, that I had to put a little thread locker on this just to keep her tight. These things are what they are. But hey, to Wong, thank you, sir. Really love the TS 372. Wish you gave these a little bit more personable of a name, because to me these knives really have great personality to them. So maybe you know, name your creation. Let's take a little nose on this Tamdhu. Such a rich, dense scotch. You really get a really rich vanilla, a really malty, sugary note on this. And particularly this Tamdhu batch strength, whichever release you get, I really think this is a good scotch to introduce your bourbon drinking friends to, because the amount of oomph and heat that you're getting from the proof on this, as well as that lovely sweet fruit note from the Oloroso sherry casks, because these are finished or aged in seasoned Oloroso sherry casks. Tamdhu is quite famous for that, and it is a Speyside single malt. So, ooh, let's have a little taste. Again, I think it has everything going to it, going for it for a bourbon drinker. No real solid, funky Scotch notes that you can sometimes get. It's this solid, vibrant, sweet fruit. You get some of that tannic punch going on in there. Highly recommend finding Tamdhu batch strength. I could not get the 6. The 7th just hit my store. I plan to get that and try that in comparison. I think I've had 3 through 5 now. Never was able to get 6 in. Punched it till I was blue in the face. We just never saw the 6, batch number 6. So I think that's where we're at now. They did batch 1 through 7, and we're at 7 now. So about $100, 90 to $100, depending upon where you're at. Don't quote me on that. If you can find it, do yourself a favor, give it a try. All right, guys. Hey, give me a like, give me a subscribe, comment, and hey, give me some feedback. Always up for some constructive criticism. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Have a nice day. Cheers.